As a movie lover, I'm not afraid to admit I'm not a huge fan of subtitle movies, art house movies, and old black and white movies. But for George Romero's 1968 classic Night of the Living Dead, I'll make an exception. Look, I've started a zombie channel and I can't exactly skip this. It is the movie that started the entire genre. It's the zombie template. This movie's got everything. You got zombies eating flesh, survivors trapped in one location while zombies are trying to get in, humans ultimately turn on each other, becoming the real monsters of the movie. Every detail has been cloned, revived, remade, recycled, rejigged more times than the horror genre itself. But it works, and I think probably always will. George Romero was influenced by The Last Man on Earth, starring Vincent Price. And it's an adaptation of one of my favorite ever novels, I Am Legend, which was written by Richard Matheson, came out 1954, way ahead of his time. In this movie, the zombie rules are pretty straightforward. If you get bitten, you get sick, you come back. But a few details were discarded in the later sequels. For example, the zombies are pretty smart in this. They pick up rocks and smash headlights. You've also almost got an origin for the zombie outbreak with space radiation. Proper 1960s. George Romero has said later on that he didn't really like that. It was just a possibility that he could discard if he wanted. So there's no mention of space radiation again in any of the sequels. And I think having no explanation is pretty much standard in most zombie movies, apart from like 28 Days Later. After Barbara escapes the fastest slow moving zombie ever, she makes her way to the farmhouse and she meets Ben, who kind of becomes the lead character. And having a lead black actor that wasn't picked because he was black was a pretty big deal in 1968. Barbara quickly gets annoying. So much so, Ben gives her a good 1960s slap in the face to calm her down.
Get a hold of yourself.
Doctor, you're wanted on the phone.
And then we get Mr. Cooper, the supposed villain of the movie. Now, I don't think he's that bad. I'm pretty much Team Cooper. He's just looking out for his sickly daughter that's holed up in the basement, and she's been looked after by his smoking hot wife. How the fuck did he manage that? For such a low budget and time period, the practical effects and go are pretty good. It's just a shame that Tom Savini couldn't be involved. He was drafted in Vietnam and couldn't make it, so thank fuck they had him in Dawn of the Dead and Day of the Dead. I can just imagine him in Vietnam with a machine gun, even though he was a photographer. I can just see Sex Machine from Dusk Till Dawn. One of the main special effects comes from Tom, probably the worst actor in the movie, and his girlfriend get blown to bits in their truck, leaving a horde of zombies to feast on their remains. At least the meat is cooked, which doesn't look half fucking bad. But whatever dumb decisions any of these characters make, they've got the ultimate excuse. Not one of them has seen a zombie movie. And then we get to the finale, probably the bleakest finale ever. You got the Cooper family gets completely taken out. You get Barbara taken out by a zombie brother who had his head smashed in. Should he be revived? Is his brain intact? Doesn't matter. She gets killed or supposedly killed. And then you get the main character, Ben, who gets shot by a bunch of redneck hillbillies. It is so bleak. There's no happy ending. And knowing what we know now with the sequels, with Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, let's forget about the other ones. Nothing gets better. It is the bleakest series in movie history. And yes, this movie doesn't hold a candle to Dawn of the Dead or Day of the Dead, but it shouldn't. George Romero cut his teeth on this movie. He learned so many skills, and thank fuck we had Tom Savini on the sequels. So there you have it. There's my review of Night of the Living Dead. Better late than never. I'm guessing more zombie fans have seen it, but if you haven't, check it out. It's free on YouTube. If you have no desire to watch any black and white movies, Tom Savini's remake came out in 1990 is pretty decent. So check that one out. If you love zombies, please subscribe and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.